Whether you're running a shop, working mobile and looking to expand your service menu, or if you're just someone who really cares about your car, yellow and oxidized headlights are a really common problem. In some states, up to 65% of vehicles over 3 years old have cloudy, oxidized headlights, much like this one right here. That's a huge opportunity just waiting to be tapped into. This is where the Headlight Rescue Kit comes in. It's professional grade, it's easy to use, and gets real long-lasting results. When we created this kit, we focused on two things: long-lasting results and keeping your costs down, so you get high-quality headlight restoration repairs without burning through expensive supplies or investing in any expensive equipment. Let's talk about the numbers. Headlight restoration services typically bring in anywhere from $100 to $200 per set. And with all the cars you see in a day, it's easy to see how this could be a solid revenue booster for you. Now, each kit has enough supplies to do 2 to 3 sets of headlights depending on the size. The kits are sold individually like this or in bulk, so you can scale it however you need or just use it in your own garage. The Headlight Rescue Coat is a UV cured product and has been independently tested and proven to bond permanently to the surface. That means your repairs are built to last through intense sun, rain, and daily driving for years to come. Now, if you're already offering rock chip repair, window tinting, detailing, or PDR services, headlight restoration is a really natural add-on. The cars are already there. Why not offer another high-value service? The Headlight Rescue Kit is simple, professional, and very profitable. If you're ready to say yes to more jobs and deliver serious results, this kit is for you. The process itself, super simple. Prep, sand, coat, cure. Most jobs take around 10 to 15 minutes start to finish. So let's dive in. So let's walk through the contents of the Headlight Rescue Kit. The first thing you'll have is a 2-ounce bottle of prep spray, which is designed to remove much of the oxidation from the headlight lens. So that's sprayed on the lens to help remove that. You'll also notice a 1-ounce bottle of our coat product, which is a UV cured hard coat that's independently tested to last a really long time. And then we have 3 applicators of the coating product. So these are disposable. You can use one for each vehicle. So you've got enough applicators here to do up to 3 cars. And then finally, we have over here our 3-inch sand discs that are foam backed. There's 2 different grits in here, which we'll show you how to use. You can use that on multiple vehicles. And that can also be used with a random orbital tool if you have one. If not, that can be done by hand, no problem. And then of course, your gloves. Now, the headlight rescue process can be done inside or outside, but it's best not to do this service in direct sunlight. We also want to make sure that we do it in a well-ventilated area and that we always wear our gloves. So for our first step, which is the prep step, we want to make sure that the headlight is masked off. Now, masking tape is not included in the kit, but we just need any sort of painter grade masking tape to protect the paint of the vehicle. Now we're going to use the prep spray, and we're going to spray this on the entire surface of the headlight, just like so. Just a nice light covering over the whole headlight, and you'll see immediately we see these drips of yellow starting to pour off there. We're gonna let that sit for 1 to 2 minutes, and that will help to just remove any of that yellow junk off of the surface of the headlight. If you see any drips get onto the paint of that product, you can just immediately wipe them up. That way we ensure that there's no odd interactions with the body of the paint. And if we need more prep spray, we can always apply a little bit more. So now we've waited a couple of minutes and we're just gonna wipe off that prep spray. So we'll just take a paper towel, a little bit of elbow grease. You can already see the difference. Look at all that yellow that came off of that headlight. And we can wipe off the rest of it, get as much of that yellow off as possible. And we're done with that first step, which is to use the prep spray and clean off that yellowed oxidized coating. Okay, so now we're ready to move on to the sand step. So we're gonna take our prep spray one more time and we're gonna spray it again on the whole headlight. And then we're gonna take our number 4 disc, and it's foam backed. And again, you can use this on a random orbital tool if you have one. If not, you can just do it by hand, just like so. And we're just going to in a circular motion, work the whole headlight. Again, using that prep spray as our lubricant. A little bit of elbow grease. Doesn't take real long though. With that prep spray, does a really great job of helping assist in removing all of that oxidized coating. And then want to make sure we hit all the corners and edges. We get the entire headlight. And you can just see all that yellow stuff coming off. Really, really working well. Okay, so now we would move to the other side and do the same thing with the same step number 4. And then we're going to move on to step number 5. And for this, we can lubricate a little bit more with a little more prep spray, or we can use water at this stage too, since we've already removed most of the oxidized material. And we're gonna take the disc number 5 and just give it a quick once over. And that prep spray or water at this stage just helps to lubricate the sand disc so that we have a little bit of lubrication between the abrasive of these foam-backed discs. Okay, now we're ready to move on to just cleaning the lens. So we're gonna take just some water, spray it down really well to get all that oxidized material off, wipe it down really well, and you can see the dramatic difference already just in a couple of minutes using those 2 discs. And most of our oxidized material that was on the surface before is completely gone, and we're ready to move to the next step. Okay, now we're ready for our coat step, but before we apply the coating, we're gonna use some isopropyl or just rubbing alcohol, and we're gonna spray it on the entire headlight. You can get this at any drugstore, anywhere in the world, just to kind of, so it's readily available. If you don't have a spray bottle for it, no big deal. You can also just wipe it on a paper towel. We just wanna make sure there's no residue, no fingerprints, no oils, no water on the headlight before we go to apply the coating. So that's it, just let it kind of dry off. And then we're gonna grab our 1 ounce bottle of coat from the Headlight Rescue Kit, along with our applicator. Now this single applicator will do both headlights, so we're just gonna use 1 edge for this headlight. You wanna be generous with the amount of material you apply, and if you get any drips on the paint, just wipe them off right away. Same with the alcohol. So we're gonna focus on the edges first and any kind of bulbousy areas or oddly shaped areas of the headlight first. So we'll make sure it's shook up, pop it open, and then we'll generously apply a good amount of material to the applicator. And then we're gonna take it and we're gonna hit the edges first. This is a pretty forgiving process for the most part. Hit the edges first, make sure you got that. Hit that oddly shaped area first. And then we'll load some more material onto that same edge. Okay, so we got some more material on there now. And then we're gonna take it and just wipe it from edge to edge, all the way across. If you feel like you're getting any streaks or anything, you can apply a little bit more material, which will help to level out the surfaces and angles. And again, we'll just make sure we have all of the little edges and corners covered. You didn't miss any spots. And that's all we got to do for the coating process. Okay, so now that our headlight is coated, we're gonna let it sit for just a minute or so, just so it can kind of flash off. And then we're ready to pull this vehicle outside or into direct sunlight. If you did this outside already, you could just move the vehicle directly into the sunlight. Common sense, obviously, if you're applying a coating, you wouldn't want to do it on a rainy day. But if it's just a cloudy day, it's totally fine. The headlight coating will still cure in the sunlight, even if there's not full sun. And it will cure pretty quickly, usually in 3 to 5 minutes of just sitting the car outside. But we do recommend that once you've cured it, don't drive it through a car wash for at least 24 hours. It'll take about 24 hours to fully cure before it's like rock hard. But that's just something to be aware of. But really, within just a couple of minutes, it's ready to drive down the road. For more detailed information about the Headlight Rescue Kit, contact us today.